north of 280 pro-crypto lawmakers elected to Congress, and you saw, $250 million raised by the crypto industry this cycle. That money was effective.
This is absolutely insane. Over the past 24 hours, the crypto market has been exploding. We see CRO up 54%, Bread up 23%, Near Protocol up. Virtually everything is up. If you hold Ripple's XRP, we have some epic crypto news for you guys by the end of this video. With XRP sitting at 62 cents, up 23% over the past week, XRP is just starting to wake up. And by the end of this video, I'm going to break down the XRP to the US dollar price chart compared to Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and what is about to happen next that you need to be ready for, you need to pay close attention to. If you want to retire early, retire young by the end of this bull run, Michael Saylor just posted about Bitcoin's post-election rally. We have to share with you some data of what's happening with MicroStrategy. Google search volume for Bitcoin, the rest of the crypto market, absolutely skyrocketing right now. What the US government is planning on doing to Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market that is extremely bullish over the next 5 years. Trump's agenda for the entire crypto industry and why we are all not bullish enough. The entire altcoin market cap compared to Bitcoin's dominance and why we're on the threshold for an explosion if you hold altcoins. With Bitcoin sitting just $13,000 shy of $100,000, will Bitcoin be able to crack 100K by the end of this month and finally hit that $100,000 elusive price target that people have been calling for all the way since 2017's bull run? Well, by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear picture, a better understanding, and more confidence when you approach the rest of this bull run. I also have to share some warnings with you as well, too, on what to look out for as we go into Inauguration Day and even post-January leading into the summer of 2025 and how I am planning on playing this crypto bull run to make millions of dollars. I made millions last bull run and I timed the market pretty dang well, if I do say so myself. And I want to share with you guys what I plan on doing for this bull run so you can be in the know. Now, as always, it's not financial advice. Crypto's very risky. You'll most likely lose all of your money. Everything's going to go to zero. You're going to be living in a van down by the river. So legal disclaimer, do not buy or sell anything that I talk about. Yes, I do hold the cryptocurrencies I mentioned in these videos, but that doesn't mean that you should. Go consult your traditional financial advisor. If they're a multimillionaire, take their advice because these videos are purely educational purposes only to help you do your own research. So if that's okay with you, if you like doing your own research and I can help point you in the right direction, then comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, and if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So it is just an incredible day, an incredible week, an incredible month, and overall just an incredible year in the crypto market. After Donald Trump was elected, so much stuff has been happening for the better, specifically for crypto holders, because we all know where this leads. And the total crypto market cap is sitting, it just cracked $3 trillion. If I refresh the page right now on coinmarketcap.com, it looks like it's right underneath that. But before recording this video, we're just getting started, guys. When you look at the stock market on how big the stock market, how big the real estate market is, $3 trillion is just a drop in the bucket for how face melting this bull run can truly be. Now there's a liquidation alert. 1.29 billion shorts will get liquidated if Bitcoin reaches $85,000, and that just happened. Also, if we look at the chart right here, we can see virtually all of the shorts to the upside were liquidated as Bitcoin encroaches in on $90,000. Now, the caution that I have for you is there's over 159 million on Binance specifically in terms of leverage positions right here at about $75,000 all the way down to $73,000. So if there is a pullback in Bitcoin before Inauguration Day and we come back down within these levels, the majority of these liquidations would take place roughly right around $70K or $69,000. Now, there's no guarantee we drop that low. Again, they can't liquidate everyone. There are going to be some leverage long positions that are just going to be an infinite profit as Bitcoin keeps going up because, if Bitcoin doesn't come back down to these levels, it's like the people that opened up a position at 25K for Bitcoin and have just been holding that since because that was the last stop. So what does this mean for the entire altcoin market? Well, if we pair up Bitcoin to the US dollar on the weekly chart to the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 and the dominance, right now, others as we call them outside of the top 10 is at 9.46% of the $3 trillion market cap. So Bitcoin is the leader, and last bull run, when Bitcoin started breaking out from $10,000, what we saw happen to others is others started to bleed out from roughly 12% all the way down to about 5%. And we could see this ascending support right here. Now, if we go all the way back to the bear market, going from April of 2018, we can see this descending resistance right here as others bled out while Bitcoin was bleeding out. And even while Bitcoin started to rally from the 4th of February 2019 until the 1st of July, we could see others lag behind during that rally and didn't pass the high of April of 2018. So it was in a downtrend, very similar to what happened right here during the rally of April 2023. You can see others bleeding out as well too in this downtrend, getting rejected multiple times. If I just circle on the chart, right here from this descending resistance, right here from this descending resistance, until August of 2023, when Bitcoin was all the way down here at $25,000. So just like I said, for the long traders that opened up leverage long positions right here, this was the last stop. So these people that are still having their positions opened right now are in massive profits, and they can just do trailing stop losses on the way up, to where if Bitcoin does pull back, and let's say we had a black swan event or something like that, and Bitcoin, let's say it dips down to 40K, again, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but they would still be in profit, because even if they got stopped out, when you set your stop loss and you move it as your position gets higher, then you can ensure that you at least make some profits without having to worry about getting liquidated on the way up. Now, entering into leverage trades right now while Bitcoin is up at these levels is very, very risky. There are better plays than Bitcoin, in my opinion, that are about to run, because right now we are at this ascending support that you can see a bounce from right here back in June of 2023, when others rebounded off of this support and broke this descending resistance. Now we are back down at this ascending support right here, very similar to what happened back here when we saw a break of this descending resistance on the left hand at the top of the screen right here, when the altcoin market broke out and we rallied all the way up right here in the bottom of the screen to roughly $12,000 for Bitcoin by August of 2020. And then we consolidated for a little bit. Others bled out more than Bitcoin during that consolidation phase, while Bitcoin just regrouped itself between 10 to 12K. Very similar to what we just went through the past 6 grueling months of Bitcoin consolidating. This was even larger and longer of a base, where Bitcoin just regrouped between like $53K to $73,000, range bound, boring, sideways, slightly down, similar to what happened back here. Others bled out. Now look at the chart on the top of the screen on these oval circles that I have right here on what happened to everything outside of the top 10. It bled out. So when Bitcoin consolidates sideways, slash down, altcoins bleed out even more. And so now that we are at this ascending support right here and Bitcoin is breaking out, well, what happened when Bitcoin finally breached the all-time high by November, December of 2020? Bitcoin 2x'd really fast. When Bitcoin 2x'd and it made it up to $40,000, then Bitcoin cooled off. That was like a breathing period, for Usain Bolt to get so far in the race. That's Bitcoin. And now the rest of the runners can catch up, which is the rest of the large cap altcoins. And that's why we're seeing Dogecoin up, we're seeing CRO up, we're seeing ADA up, we're now seeing XRP start to run. We're seeing lots of big projects starting to now catch up, but the momentum has just started, because when Bitcoin cooled off from about $40,000, you can see right here at 40K, the dominance was at 5.8% for others right here. When Bitcoin cooled off and consolidated for a bit by the 25th of January, that's when others bounced. Now, Bitcoin still rallied up to about $64,000. Then that was the ultimate green light for altcoins to catch up. And by then, altcoins rallied up to about 17% of Bitcoin's dominance right there. And then we saw that dip that took place, brought the dominance down to 11%. That brought Bitcoin's price down to like 29, 30K, and then the blow off top. And you guys can see that altcoin's dominance topped out at about like 18.88% after Bitcoin topped out at $69,000. So it was roughly 63 days after Bitcoin topped out, everything outside of the top 10 finally rallied. And so what's happening right now with Bitcoin breaking out is very similar to what happened in the past. We don't know how high Bitcoin is going to go before it cools off. Maybe that's between like $100,000 to $160,000. You know, if Bitcoin breaches above 100K, we just don't know. But as you can see where we are in the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10, we are right at this ascending support right here. So what I would expect to take place is a bounce for the low caps after Bitcoin has its time to shine over the course of this month. And we're seeing that start to happen right now with the large caps that are above $1 billion and some of the mid caps as well too. That's why everything across the board is up. So as we enter into easy mode, where virtually everything goes up and you can hold any one of these projects in the top 100, the real fun begins when Bitcoin's dominance drops, because Bitcoin's dominance is still at 59% right now in this rising wedge. As you can see what happened when Bitcoin started to, or the altcoin market started to break out back here in December of 2020, everything excluding Bitcoin. So this is Ethereum, the rest of the top 10, then everything underneath that, when the market cap went from about 200 billion upwards of 1.5 trillion dollars. Look what happened to Bitcoin's dominance. It topped out at 73% and it fell off of a shelf all the way down to 38%. Then we saw this bounce back up to 48% while altcoins cooled off. You know, you saw this little cool off period for altcoins. Bitcoin's dominance bounced, money rotated out of altcoins back into Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin saw another rally up, and then we saw a final capitulation to the bottom for Bitcoin's dominance to 39%, while the altcoins were having their blow off top right here by November of 2021. And then we go into a bear market. You know, altcoins bleed out, you know, roughly like 80 to 99%, depending on what you're holding. Bitcoin's dominance finds a low at 38%. Then we start the new bull run. Very similar to what happened all the way back here by May of 2018 during the bear market. You know, we find a bottom while Bitcoin starts breaking out and it goes to upwards of 70%. So we haven't quite made it upwards of 70% this bull run cycle. Maybe Bitcoin breaches again above 60, goes to 65, maybe 70%. We'll see if Bitcoin starts breaching $100,000. That doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins sell off. It just means that altcoins just kind of sit there. They watch as Bitcoin does its thing, as it has every single bull run, and they just slowly go up with Bitcoin while Bitcoin's melting faces, crossing 90K, 100K, 120,000, maybe $150,000. We'll see. And then Bitcoin gets a little comfortable because it's so far ahead in the race that the altcoins have nothing to lose but to catch up to Bitcoin. And so, in my opinion, that's when the altcoins run really fast to the all-time high or past the all-time high. And then as Bitcoin's dominance drops, we would see a bounce for Bitcoin's dominance after the first initial fall off. So it looks something like this, where we see the initial fall off for Bitcoin's dominance. That gives the altcoins enough time to breathe and catch up in the race. And then we see this just parabolic move over the course of a few months. And I think that's what we're starting right now. So that's why time is of the essence. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, watch every single video, and plug in with our inner circle below in our crypto education platform, because our research team is going to be sharing even more data with you guys than we could ever even cover on YouTube in real time. On top of that, you're going to be able to chat with other members in the group. We have about 112 members right now, so you can click the link in the description below. Check this video out after you get done watching this one. It's about 26 minutes long. You'll see everything that you're getting access to, 100 plus expert curated classes, live weekly calls, daily market updates, real-time altcoin picks, technical analysis, DeFi yields, airdrop alerts, and a global community to be able to network with. And if you're one of the first 1,000 annual members, you get exclusive bonuses as well too. So we're at 112 right now. Definitely check that out by going to bullrunners.com, because when Bitcoin's dominance drops and altcoins start to break out, we're going to be sharing some of the top mid-cap and micro-cap gems that have that 50 to 100x potential. And the most amount of money is going to be made during that first initial breakdown in Bitcoin's dominance, because when the bounce takes place, like what we saw right here from, you know, May to August of 2021, then the altcoins cool off while Bitcoin absorbs a lot of that liquidity back. And then Bitcoin waddles around while the altcoins figure out, you know, where they're going for the true all-time high for the parabolic blow off top. And so what that would look like is a massive face melting rally for the biggest part of this bull run, the most fun part of this bull run. And then we have the next consolidation phase, very similar to what we just went through the past 6 months. So like I told you in the beginning of this video, I'm going to share with you guys how I'm playing this bull run and when I plan on selling, because how we move is we move in these quick parabolic phases, and then we go through long, grueling, like 3 month to 6 6-month consolidation phases. So right now we're going through the quick parabolic explosive phase where you just don't have much time other than sitting in the water while the tides rise and then the waves start hitting. And you just see your portfolio doing multiple 20% days, 30% days, 40%, 50% on a lot of projects that you're holding because things are breaking out so quick as billions of dollars get injected into the top projects. And we see multiple back-to-back weekly green candles. And then once retail really starts entering in again and they start buying the peak, then that's when profit taking gets started. And then we see these long consolidation periods that last for a period of time. So in 2025, I personally believe by like March, April, May, and June, for like 3 to 4 months, maybe 5 or 6 months, we go through the next consolidation phase. So we still have higher to go because we just started the breakout. Bitcoin just breached the all-time high and Bitcoin's dominance is still up here. And when altcoins start to move during the first initial breakdown on Bitcoin's dominance, similar to what happened all the way back here during this phase when Bitcoin's dominance dropped from 70% all the way down to 39%, that's where the altcoins do something like this. Now, we don't know how high that's going to put the altcoin market. Maybe that move puts it upwards of $3 trillion potentially. We'll see how high that puts it, but the smartest move that you can make is just to be in the markets and have some skin in the game. Because this is just too easy. If we look at Bitcoin stock to flow model, I've shared this with you guys in so many videos, and this is playing out to the T. I even posted this on Twitter, showing you guys how this is played out every 4 years. You can see from 2012 to 2013 in terms of Bitcoin stock to flow model, when we went through Bitcoin's halving, roughly 3 months after Bitcoin's halving, when we go from purple to red to orange, we consolidate sideways. And then from orange, to yellow, we see this breakout, then another consolidation. Then from yellow to light green, we see the parabolic blow off top above the stock to flow line. From 2016 to 2017, we saw the same thing. From purple to red, and then from red to orange, we consolidate for like 3 months to 6 months. And then we go from orange to yellow, we break out. Now this cycle, there was a lot more 20% to 40% corrections on the way up. But then from yellow to green, the final blow off top. From 2020 to 2021, this long, boring consolidation period, like I just showed you, from $10,000 to $12,000 for Bitcoin. Then once we go from orange to yellow, that's the parabolic move above the stock to flow line. And then the parabolic blow off top was really a double top for that cycle by 2021 to light green. So where are we right now? Well, we're going from red to orange. And when we go from orange to yellow, just look at what's happened every single bull run prior to this during the yellow phase right there. Even like the 2012 to 2013, the market moved faster because there was less of a market cap for Bitcoin. So that's why the consolidation phase was shorter. It was like 3 months or so. And it just took like a few $1 million to move Bitcoin upwards of $100. So we don't know how big this cycle will be. The stock to flow line at the top of this, where it plateaus all the way up here, is $400,000. And every single bull run, Bitcoin has breached above during the light green phase, above the stock to flow line. So if Bitcoin goes above $400,000 this bull run cycle, then altcoins are going to do like 20 to 50 to 100x. A lot of these mid-cap projects, guys, are going to melt faces. Now, do I think that Bitcoin's going to go up that high this bull run? No, I don't. That would just be the cherry on top. I'd be excited. I'm not selling based on price. If people are going to wait for Bitcoin to get to $500,000 this cycle, they might be let down. When I am selling is based on time frames in global liquidity and macro market indicators. And so I will be taking profits roughly between yellow to light green when we are at these parabolic blow off tops right here. So regardless of whether we're below the stock to flow line or above it, doesn't matter to me. Regardless of whether Bitcoin's at $150,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 does not matter to me. When I am selling is based on a time frame of when the markets usually peak out each time. And that is around the light green phase in terms of the days until the next halving. So that's roughly when we hit like, anywhere between 600 to, 800 days until the next halving. And I'll get more precise with you guys as we get there, but we still got a lot of time left. We got like 6 to 12 months left. So with the market cap sitting, right at $3 trillion, it's still just a baby industry. Now, here's the bullish catalyst that we need to look at, because this CNBC segment said it all, praising Michael Saylor, saying Bitcoin stackers have to be on top of the world with laser eyes, orange pilling. Bitcoin culture has infiltrated the mainstream.
Yeah, I know in 2017, I was talking to Bitcoin miners in Venezuela who were doing it to make ends meet. But now Bitcoin topping $82,000 this morning. As futures premiums jump higher, traders are now betting over $2.9 billion on Bitcoin, soon rising past that 85K threshold on the popular derivatives exchange Deribit. The wider crypto market also seeing outsized gains this morning. Ether has eclipsed Bitcoin's rise of 30% in the last 7 days, and Solana's market cap topped a $100 billion level on Sunday. On the back of U.S. elections, it saw a swell of pro-crypto candidates win office. Now, the total market cap of all those spot Bitcoin ETFs is now above $80 billion, with inflows surging in the last 3 trading days as institutions and their clients pile into the Bitcoin trade post-election. Within fintech stocks, crypto-aligned companies Coinbase and Robinhood, both of whom are in legal fights with the SEC, are moving higher pre-market. And most Bitcoin miners are all seeing double-digit percentage gains as well. Donald Trump, remember, promised that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. and pledged to rapidly build out the country's energy production and transmission infrastructure, which is a great thing for those power-hungry miners. This is one of multiple commitments made by the president-elect to the crypto industry on the campaign trail, along with vowing to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler and to launch a national crypto stockpile.
Just looking at MicroStrategy and thinking about, it's $50 billion now, but thinking about Michael Saylor and all along what his viewpoint has been and how he wasn't shy at all about it. And he almost in real life has laser eyes, almost in real life. But the stackers and the hodlers, they must be, at this point, anyone who has been stacking or hodling is on top of the world.
Oh, absolutely. And MicroStrategy was a first mover in terms of adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And that's why this national crypto stockpile is so compelling. So essentially, the U.S. government has $16 billion worth of Bitcoin already on its balance sheet that it has amassed through these seizure operations. But what Donald Trump is talking about doing is not only holding on to that, but he's also been talking to Senator Lummis and her team, who put forth legislation to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the course of 5 years so that ultimately you get a supply of Bitcoin held by the U.S. government that is tantamount to what we have in gold reserves, 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. So it's just you're even seeing the U.S. government potentially leaning into this hodl strategy, as you were saying.
Well, either you're just really excited about your job or you're orange pilled, one or the other. I can tell how quickly you talk and how much you know about this. So you eat it up, do you not?
No, I do. And I think that especially that promise to fire SEC Chair Gensler on day one in office is why you're seeing stocks like Coinbase and Robinhood do so well. Because you've got Coinbase that's been fighting the regulator for over a year in court. You've got Robinhood that has a Wells notice in May, so it may not materialize in an actual lawsuit if you see a change of leadership at the top of the SEC. So a lot of these stocks are optimistic about what a Trump presidency might mean. North of 280 pro-crypto lawmakers elected to Congress, and you saw, $250 million raised by the crypto industry this cycle. That money was effective.
Now, Donald Trump was just elected president. Now, his agenda for the crypto industry is the most bullish thing I have ever seen. He's planning on creating a strategic national Bitcoin stockpile. He's planning on firing SEC Chair Gary Gensler day one on Inauguration Day. Maybe that's January 20th, maybe it's January 21st that he does it. If he holds up to his word, which I believe that he will, then the SEC's reign of terror on the crypto market is going to go away. He's named a presidential advisory council on crypto regulation. Stop working on a central banking digital currency, fostering stablecoins, digital tokens that are pegged to the dollar. We have stablecoin regulation coming. The reason why we're not bullish enough is the U.S. government is planning to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen right away. That's 1/19 of Bitcoin's supply, and most of Bitcoin's supply is either lost in all these wallets that people can't access. So Bitcoin's max supply is not even the supply because of the amount of fumbling that has happened over the years and people that have hundreds to thousands of Bitcoins where they've lost their seed phrases to. So this is 84 billion at current prices. Bitcoin to become the new strategic reserve asset of the United States if this bill is passed. So this is why we are doubling down with all of our energy in the crypto market the next 12 months.
Last time you were here, you wore red. You said it was by accident. This time you said it was on purpose. So is that a sign of what these Sensi millionaires think about this election?
Well, that is a sign that Trump won the election, and we think that there is a lot of big news coming. We had our market opportunities and risks meeting last week, and there's a lot of upside from this win.
All right, so these investors are excited about the win and obviously what it means going forward. One thing you said they're excited about is Bitcoin. So I mentioned to one of our earlier guests that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, it now has more assets under management than their gold ETF. Of course, we know gold is a safe haven. I know a lot of your investors, they hold gold as well. What's their sentiment when it comes to Bitcoin? And are they doing it directly or through ETF?
we're very high on Bitcoin, and we've been talking about Bitcoin for the past few years. We recommend doing it directly because you don't pay taxes if you're doing it directly, so that's a big difference. But we think that Bitcoin could become the next strategic reserve asset. So the country now holds 232,000 Bitcoin. We think that Trump could bump that up to over 1 million.
So you think it would replace what gold was back in the day as like there's going to be a quote-unquote Bitcoin Fort Knox, essentially?
Exactly. We think there's going to be, it's not going to replace, it's going to augment. So it will be incremental.
So obviously Bitcoin's not going to replace gold. Gold's been around for thousands of years, but when we look at the net assets of funds as of November 7th, in terms of how quick Bitcoin ETFs were to grow, they grew bigger than gold in drastically less time period. What took gold like 20 years took Bitcoin 1 year. And when we go to Arkham Intelligence right here and we look at the US government's portfolio, one of their wallets, they have over $18 billion, 17 billion of that is in Bitcoin. Look at their portfolio right here. You know, they had like, what, $2 billion by 2020 and $1 billion right there. And then now they're upwards of $18 billion. So if the government, this government, who's ever in control of this wallet, we don't know, is smart, they would just hold this through the entire bull run. They would keep stockpiling as much as humanly possible because of what's happening not only with institutions, but with retail. Because looking at Google Trends is a big sentiment on what's happening with retail and how many people are searching Bitcoin. Because in my past video, over the past 5 years, I showed you guys how the search volume was at like 16 out of 100. And now with it spiking up, we're about to go back above 50 to 100, and retail, with them starting to funnel money back in, that's why Blackrock was front running the everyday normies in the retail. But the bull runners that are watching this channel, we were front running Blackrock. So it's all about figuring what the massive whales, the institutions, are doing that can help you make a lot of money. For example, Visa and Mastercard, you know, massive whale processing companies, they lost a $5.5 billion settlement. So through the link in the description below, we've been helping businesses get money back from the settlement. And so far, you know, we've shared this with over 230 businesses, and our team of affiliates has shared this with an extra 60 businesses that have processed over $200 million, get qualified to receive back up to 3.5 million. And you can see there's only been 128 of these that have gone through. There's still 290. So there's a lot more of these to go under review, and we'll be updating you guys consistently on these results over the next few months. But if you don't know what this is, listen to this.
Hey bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and Mastercard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or Mastercard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated 1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over 7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.
So to get more money in your pocket, if we start paying attention to what mainstream media is going to be doing over the next few months with pumping Bitcoin, that's just going to pump your altcoin bags. Look at what Michael Saylor just posted right here.
Just looking at MicroStrategy and thinking about, it's 50 billion now, but thinking about Michael Saylor and all along what his viewpoint has been and how he wasn't shy at all about, and he almost in real life has laser eyes, almost in real life. But the stackers and the hodlers, they must be, at this point, anyone who has been stacking or hodling is on top of the world.
Oh, absolutely. And MicroStrategy was a first mover in terms of adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And that's why this national crypto stockpile is so compelling. So essentially, the U.S. government has $16 billion worth of Bitcoin already on its balance sheet that it has amassed through these seizure operations. But what Donald Trump is talking about doing is not only holding on to that, but he's also been talking to Senator Lummis and her team, who put forth legislation to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the course of 5 years so that ultimately you get a supply of Bitcoin held by the U.S. government that is tantamount to what we have in gold reserves, 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. So it's just you're even seeing the U.S. government potentially leaning into this HODL strategy, as you were saying.
So while all the talk on mainstream media is focused on Bitcoin right now, we need to put our attention on where the most amount of money is going to be made. All right. So this is what we're looking at. And the reason why I wanted to cover so much about Bitcoin and what's happening there, and where nobody's looking right now to where we need to be focusing, and that's XRP. All right. So let's look at the XRP price chart and let's look at what happened last bull run compared to Bitcoin's chart when Bitcoin started to break out. So we see this downtrend during this bearish market where we see this multiple rejections from a descending resistance. XRP is just bleeding out drastically until July of 2020 when XRP broke this descending resistance and came back down to backtest it as support. Roughly around October 12th of 2020, right here on the bottom of the screen, you can see Bitcoin started to break out from this consolidation period as well too, after breaching, the high of 2019 during that rally. Bitcoin broke out from $10,000 and rallied all the way up to the all-time high, consolidated at it for about a month. And look at what happened to XRP. XRP actually broke out from 23 cents upwards to 78 cents. And then boom, the price was suppressed back down to this descending resistance as support. Now, very interestingly enough, if we look at where we are on the market cycle for XRP, XRP has only moved from 50 cents to 60 cents. It's right at this descending resistance right here. Even during this bear market, we see this another descending resistance right here. It broke out on the 20th of March, 2023, and just struggled to really do anything because they were still going through this lawsuit. And so it's been getting rejected from another descending resistance right here. So it's very clear that XRP right now is being suppressed. While the rest of the market is moving, XRP holders are getting so frustrated and starting to think that it's a scam. They're starting to think that it's pointless to hold this. This is what they want you to do. They want you to sell all of your XRP and they want you to move it into other projects. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad move. In fact, it's proven to be profitable because if you're up on these other projects, you can then sell it and put it in XRP whenever you want. So that's why the smartest investors have a diversified portfolio. I hold between 10 to 20 different projects. A lot of them I've shared with you guys in these videos, and I've very transparently told you that I hold the projects that I talk about. So there's a reason why I am still bullish on XRP, and that's because everyone is starting to shift their attention to other stuff. And so when that happens, we ride the momentum from the other projects, build up profits in the portfolio to rotate back into the laggards when we start to see, like, for example, Dogecoin breaking out. You see meme coins like Brett. You see Sui up 76% over the past week. You even see ADA up 87%, Injective up 62%, Dogecoin up 100+%. So just because we make a lot of XRP videos does not mean you should only hold XRP. What happened when Bitcoin finally made it to $40,000 and saw this temporary cool off period until February, from like December to February, during those couple months right there? XRP had bottomed out at 20 cents, and then XRP ripped to the upside upwards of $2, while Bitcoin was then rallying back up to $63,000. So I think something like that is going to be coming for XRP during the later stage of this bull run. And if we just turn on Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator for both of these charts, and we look at the color code from the days until the next halving for Bitcoin and what that looked like for XRP, we can see last bull run from orange to yellow when Bitcoin was breaking out, consolidating at the all-time high, is when it made that shift. That's when XRP's lawsuit hit, right at that exact same time. So that was very strategic timing by Jay Clayton, the former head of the SEC, to file that right when Bitcoin was about to break out. XRP was moving with Bitcoin. And now that the head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, is about to be fired by Donald Trump if he doesn't step down first, What do you guys think that that's going to mean for XRP as we have just shifted from orange to yellow? XRP hasn't made a move yet. You saw what happened after the lawsuit during the entire yellow phase, the most parabolic phase of the bull run. And even in going back to the bull run prior to that, when we turned yellow, we saw a little bit of a sell-off down to like 0.005, and then XRP absolutely exploded after that. So what I think we're going to go through here, once we break this descending resistance that you can see at the top of the screen right here, and we hold it as support, once we get a little bit deeper into yellow on the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator, pretty much right before we go from like yellow to green, that's where we're going to reevaluate where XRP is at. So it's still too early to say that XRP is going to do nothing this bull run, because we still have about up to a year left in the 4-year market cycle theory. So this is why I think it is absolutely foolish to sell all of your XRP right now, and to say that you hold no XRP. Either you are really dumb and you don't truly understand what's about to happen, or you're trying to catch some other trades first to then rotate that into XRP, which could be smart if you play it and you time it correctly before XRP makes the move and goes from yellow to green to the all-time high, like what happened back here during that 2017-2018 bull run, like what happened right here by like August 30th of 2021 at the end of that bull run. Well, if you guys have ever watched the movie The Matrix, Mr. Anderson works at a top software company called Cortex. Now, if you run this through Gematria calculator, what does this get you? This gets you Ripple XRP, and the next one down the list is XRP Ripple, the leading software company building digital financial infrastructure to bridge cross-border liquidity. Do you think this is a coincidence? Absolutely not, guys. The rabbit hole goes much deeper than what you think. The Matrix is not a science fiction movie. It's a documentary about the life that we're living right now. Now, where this gets even more strange is if we look up Donald Trump in Gematria, we can see that the second term is ISO XRP, a storm is coming, Ripple the bull runners. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? So you can look at all of that as just a conspiracy theory, a bunch of mumbo jumbo. However you want to look at that is up to you. I like to cover different angles and multiple viewpoints to understand logistically, emotionally, spiritually, everything that you can see, to have a whole holistic approach on the market. So whether you just like technical analysis and you're looking at these key indicators to understand where we are in this macro market cycle and what is about to happen next based on where we have been every single time in the past, in my opinion, which again, I could be wrong about, it's not a matter of if XRP is going to break out and go on an absolute face melting rally. It's a matter of when, how high, and how long it's going to last, because clearly XRP is still sitting relatively low compared to where it's been in the past. Clearly, it is obvious and a fact, it's not even an opinion, that Bitcoin is breaking out. It's at $88,000. When I started recording this video, it was like $85,000 or $86,000. So as Bitcoin breaks out and does what was very similar to the last bull run, when XRP finally broke out, after Bitcoin 2x'd, well, maybe Bitcoin goes to $150,000, $160,000 while XRP stays down here, just like it did last bull run. I mean, let's even go back, because we got some time here to focus on this stuff with you guys, because this is super important. Let's go back to the bull run prior to then, and let's see how long it took XRP to really break out while Bitcoin was surging. Well, Bitcoin went from $650 all the way up to $1,300. Bitcoin over 2x'd while XRP saw this consolidation, this final sell-off. Then once Bitcoin cooled off for a bit, roughly around like $1,300 to $800, then XRP erupted. So the exact same thing happened during that 2017 bull run. Bitcoin 2x, then cooled off, then XRP rallied. Well, look at the last bull run that I just showed you that we went through through 2021. What happened to Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin 2x while XRP sold off from 75 cents down to 17 cents. Once Bitcoin started to cool off right around $40,000 down to $28,000 during this sell-off right here, what happened for XRP? Well, XRP rallied to the upside. Now, sure, it didn't rally as much as what happened back in 2017, but not too shabby of a trade to get a 10x on that bull run while they were going through the lawsuit. What do you guys think is going to happen this bull run when Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, is gone, when Ripple's stablecoin is finally out, when the ISO standard is fully live, when these banks have the green light from regulation to start moving money in? Which company has been focusing on all of the banking partnerships that have over 1,700 non-disclosure agreements? Which company has David Schwartz, who signed an NDA working for the NSA and has a patent back from 1980 before Bitcoin was ever created, with blockchain technology before anyone ever knew what blockchain technology was? Which company and which cryptocurrency shows up when you take specific keywords from Hollywood movies that the financial elite are paying to create to influence your consciousness? Which company is showing up other than Ripple and XRP? Which company in cryptocurrency shows up when you search Donald Trump, the president of the United States? Not only that, but Donald Trump's value in gematria, guys, is 589. I want you to think about that for a second. If you're brand new to the crypto market and you don't know what 589 is, it's not the price that XRP is going to, it's the gematria code for Donald Trump. Now, if we scroll down here, look at what 589 also is. ISO, as in the ISO 222 standard, potentially a storm is coming. What could that storm be? What do you think that storm is? Well, it's going to be one that goes down in the history books, that's for sure. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, take action with Altcoin Pro University right now. Become one of the first 1,000 founding members. It's only $97 a month. Pay as you go, no contracts, no commitment. We have a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. If you're not happy, go the entire 30 days. On day 29, ask for your money back. We'll give you a full refund. If you went through college and you paid 50 or 100 grand, go ask them for a refund. They're gonna laugh in your face. We provide you guys with the best education in the crypto market through our research team. You can either pay $970 a year if you want, lock in for an entire year, save $194, get 2 months for free, and unlock these exclusive bonuses that are on this page right here, and you'll see what's included. I encourage you, go right now, check this out, watch this 20-minute video. If you got value thus far, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more. We're gonna be here every single day during the rest of this bull run to help you guys make the most amount of money possible. As we back up our truck all the way to the bank, we grab the bags, we pack them and stack them, leave no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's just a fact. It's not an opinion. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies have been going up in value. That's the truth. And together we're all running to the top. I'll see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com through the links below. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.